Okay, we're recording.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you get your attention back up, we're going to have our final presentation of the day. Please welcome Matthew MBeeler.
How's it going, everyone? I guess you know what to say the best for last. So I'm Matthew MBeeler, and I chose to do my senior project on the psychological aspect of education. Because I knew that two other students and my fellow classmates chose to do theirs on education, so I wanted to choose an alternate route and see what more there was that education offered. So the reason I chose to do mine on education, I actually have a quote, and it says, I can't memorize it. So it said, "Kids don't remember what you try to teach them. They remember what you are." This is a quote by Jim Henson. So this quote is actually what has drove me to want to become a teacher, because not many kids have great role models in their lives. So I feel like I want to be that role model to them, because some of them don't even have father figures. So I feel like I could do that for teaching. Which leads me into my research question. I wanted to find out what the effects stress had on a child's academics, which is kind of funny because a lot of us here stress out about actually doing this project and everything, which I'm a little stressed right now presenting it to you guys. So Ms. Wilson asked us to pick something that was kind of personal, so I chose this. And I wanted to see how it was in the classroom environment, more for younger students. So, leads me into my internship. So, my mentor, at first I didn't know who I could pick, so Ms. Wilson pointed me into the direction of Mr. Curtis, who is our school psychologist. Wasn't able to get a picture of him because he's kind of a hard guy to track down, it seems, because he's busy doing band and everything. But I was able to work with him, and at first I thought that I was going to be, I could shadow him and follow him around and see how he interacted with the children. But sadly, he came back to me and he's like, "No, I can't do that. I can't have you follow me around to see what it's like on firsthand, to see how the children are dealing with the stress of academics because of confidentiality issues." So eventually, he showed me this book here, 1, 2, 3 Magic for teachers. And so what this program is it's a behavioral program that teachers in the Waverly and in the primary school have been using. They were introduced to at the beginning of the year, and it ultimately the purpose of it is to treat when a child misbehaves in class, could be because they're stressed out. The teacher ends up using this counting method. 1, it's a warning. 2, it's another warning. 3, they get a consequence. And it's supposed to teach them to behave better in the classroom, and it's supposed to help them cope with their stress. And then another aspect of it is to give them a reward for good behavior. So Mr. Curtis, he wanted me to see how this was in the classroom environment. So I had the task of going into, I went to the Waverly. I was not able to go to the primary school. And I got to observe 3 different classrooms. Actually observed my mom's classroom, which was kind of interesting, seeing how she taught. Because I knew how she was at home on us. But so I got to see her classroom in the 5th grade. I got to see Miss Harrison in the 4th grade and Miss Dotson in the 3rd grade. And I found that with this, that the program had to be used religiously, practically, in order for it to work efficiently. So I felt like I was an administrator, just observing classrooms and seeing how the teachers coped with this. So for my community service, I At first, I was supposed to do this with another governor school student, but she chose to do something else. But I met with Mr. Coiner, the principal at the primary, and got approval for starting this program that I wanted to call Big Brother, Big Sister, which is where the high school students would go over to the primary school for an after-school tutoring session to help these children who may be stressing about their academics and who are just struggling. And so, and then afterwards, hopefully the children would get to just spend time and hang out with the high school students. So it would be both beneficial for the high school student because it's showing them how to be a better leader in their community. And they're also in the process getting community service hours for like things like beta or for college, things like that. And then for the younger students, it provides a way for them to, like a stress reliever, they're getting help on their homework while at the same time they're getting to hang out with people they look up to or see as like mentors, like the older students. So I have not actually started it yet. I plan on doing it April 22nd, getting a group, a lot of the members from the Beta Club to go over with me to do this program. So I feel that it will be a huge success. So my advice for up and coming seniors of Governor's School, do not procrastinate. Seems to be a trending thing that we're telling you guys, but I really mean it because I was freaking out, didn't know what I was going to do because I didn't plan my project over the summer. And I just was struggling to find a topic and everything, but do something that you would want to do eventually as like a career. And keep your advisor happy. Many times I got the grumpy Miss Wilson face because I was not getting my tasks done, but she thankfully helped me out through a lot of my project, just giving me advice on what to do next. So if I were to start over on this project, I would have started sooner, and I would have definitely started sooner and done my community service a lot sooner as well, because now like senior year's just been crazy, trying to get everything done, and you got multiple things like AP classes, dual enrollment, and it can get really hectic, very stressful. But I felt like overall, like this year has taught me, this project taught me to work more independently, and it has reinforced my feelings about wanting to become a teacher, possibly in the future. And I will plan on attending University of Mary Washington, even though my mom wants me to go to JMU. Sorry, Mom. I want to study. I don't know what type of teacher yet, but some sort of. So that's all I really got.
With the program at the primary school, how will the students be chosen that stay after school?
Just any students who would like to, their parents would like for them to stay after, or teachers see that they're struggling somewhat during class, like they can stay after to pretty much get help on their homework.
How many are you going to try to handle?
No more than like, I'd say 50. We wanted like a smaller group because more kids would be a lot harder.
So you have to have parent permission
Yes.
for them to stay?
Yes.
I have a two-part question. Did you find that children in this age group have to deal with stress at home and at school?
Yes, actually, in my research, the factors that play in are the stress of their parents. They could have something going on there at home, and then it ends up going back into their school. And then they're also having to deal with the factors of their teachers having to meet quotas for testing, like the SOLs, and then so the teachers are stressed, which reflects more on the students as well. So they get getting stressed from there, and then the students are having to meet the quotas as well for the testing. So it becomes a problem for them.
Which do you think has the greatest impact on the student, stress from home or the stress at school?
I feel like the stress of school, because there are just multiple things that are just adding into it, like the national standardized testing, which it just becomes hard for the students, and they're just trying to cope with, it growing up and everything too, and it just becomes hard on them. Or there could be like problems going on there at school outside of the classroom. So like it would be beneficial, like if the standardized testing were, they were to lower the standards some, and it would release stress on both the students and the teachers.